After 8 seasons, the epic fantasy series Game of Thrones came to an end last night. The season brought in an estimated 43 million viewers on average per episode across all platforms. And while the show has gained a strong cult-like following, not everyone is pleased with the final season. Over 1 million people have signed a petition to remake it. One of our guests, Lowell Smith, signed that petition, and our other guest, Frank Kudis, doesn't feel quite as strongly about it. And just a warning at home, this interview will contain spoilers, so you have 5 seconds to turn the volume down. Thank you both very much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Let's start with you, Frank. What'd you make of the final episode last night?
The first half of it I really enjoyed. I thought the first half was really strong. The last half of it, where they were kind of wrapping up things, was just wrapping up storylines. And
Why do you didn't like it quite as much?
The back half of it?
Yeah.
It wasn't quite as exciting as the first half.
Why do you feel that way?
The stories that they're trying to wrap up over 7 seasons, well, I guess 8 seasons,
Sure.
It just took a lot of time to do, and then it was kind of quick little wrap-up. So it wasn't quite as satisfying on that end of it, but there was a lot of the first half where they wrapped up a couple of the Dany and Jon storyline. I thought had the gut-wrenching impact that it needed.
I guess but years and years and years of stuff to wrap up. I guess that's a tough task, right?
Yeah.
What did you think of the last episode last night?
Well, George R. R. Martin has said it was going to be a bittersweet ending from the beginning,
Right.
and I think that was a very bittersweet ending for all. I knew someone was going to die. I wasn't sure if it was going to be Dany or Jon, but they all kind of had to get their paths and then do their duty and sent on their way, as well with the Stark sisters and everyone else.
So, Bran Stark ends up on the throne, only the throne didn't really exist at the end. A dragon destroyed it.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I like that. You hear whisperings here and there of what could possibly happen, but I think for that made-up universe, I think that was a fitting ending to get rid of the throne and put a better structure of government in place.
Right, sure. Yeah.
Elected government.
What did you think of the destruction of the throne?
Yeah, I had a theory that was going to happen.
Really?
It was going to be
You called
destroyed
it?
and only could be destroyed by a dragon. It was created by dragon fire, so it had to be destroyed by dragon fire. So I was really hoping for that. I kind of thought Jon would also be destroyed in that instance, but he made it through, so that happened. And with Bran, he's kind of been this empty soul the last 2 seasons, and we need some more character development there to see, do we care for him? Is he just selfish because he knew this was going to happen the whole time?
Right.
What's going on there? But we're kind of left with him being some sort of a king in a wheelchair. So
Right.
a wheelchair throne, I guess you want to call it.
Sure. So, Lowell, I talked about it a little bit in the introduction there, about that petition and how people don't really like, or a lot of people don't really like this last season. Big picture, what do you think of it? You signed that petition. Why is that?
Well, I think the big thing is just the writing's been going down since they ran out of their material of the book.
Right.
George's writing was really great, very detailed, and gave them a lot to work with. And when they lost that, I think they just took a slow turn down. And this last season, they had a lot of characters that they had to wrap up, and they made a lot of big jumps and big strides to get those things to happen. And I think they could have had more character development, could have stretched. Why we only have 6 episodes? 2 of them are big battles. That's only 4 episodes for character development.
Right.
Let's stretch it out for more, make us care about this Dany-Jon relationship. Do they, and many more characters. That Jaime Lannister had a huge character arc and then goes off right back to Cersei, and some loose strings there for how bricks fall.
What do you think, Frank? Why do you think this season's getting, to be generous, mixed reviews?
I think that this is art. Right?
Sure.
There's visual, there's storytelling art here, and no one can agree on stories. No one likes the same story one way or another. So I think this, with how much people have invested in coming to believe these characters are who they are, The wrap up that, like you said, is not satisfying for some people. I like storytelling where it takes me. It doesn't matter to me.
And I guess that's the debate, right? Is it shoddy storytelling, or is it just not ending the way some people would want? What do you think?
Well, I think we all had our theories, and we've all been trying to, the last many years, been building theories on how it will end, who will get where, and is that satisfying us? I don't think it is in some ways, but in some ways it's like, well, it's got to end somewhere, and we got to be left with still some more for us to theorize, and some characters are left in a weird spot, I guess.
All right.
He told us a long time ago that if you thought you were going to be happy with the ending, you're going to be sadly disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have a ton of time left, guys, but briefly from both of you, was it worth the 8-season investment? Start with you, Fred.
Absolutely, 100%. Great storytelling, great epic visual display on TV.
Best word to you, Lowell.
I'd have to agree. Yeah, it's been an epic ride, and I've enjoyed the whole time. It's fun to fight online about it, and yeah, can't wait to see more.
Well, Frank, Lowell, thank you both so much for coming in.
All right, thanks for
Thank you
having
for
us.
having us. Yeah.
Well, here's a bit of trivia for you. The wolf that plays Jon Snow's dire wolf on Game of Thrones lives in Alberta and is trained just south of Red Deer. Coming up, we'll share another entirely different ghost story. The Ghost Opera is set to premiere in Banff. We'll tell you all about that.